All right, what's going on, guys? Been a couple days. It also kind of doesn't help that the main slate started at noon the past couple days, and I usually don't wake up in time almost. Yesterday's slate was a little interesting. Everyone was going, how do you pronounce that guy's last name from Tampa? Peapod?
Thought- I thought it was Pepio, but
Pepio? I don't know. I never got his name right. Everyone was going to him. We ended up getting to Griffin Canning, who was stressing me the hell out. I think the thing that sucks the most, he went 5 and 2/3. He had two outs, and then he got pulled. So we almost had six there. Simeon nuked, Adolis Garcia nuked, Duran nuked. Everyone else was mid at best, but barely snuck by cashing. So anything from yesterday's interesting slate.
yeah, I mean, I did not expect what was it like 16 runs in the Detroit game. Uh, that was a little mind blowing. But we played Canning just because Pepio was twice the ownership. We're just hoping to get one random good offensive Angels game, knock him out, and then maybe Canning get the win in six. It just didn't work out that way. We're able to skim by just because we were able to pay up for all the bats because Canning was almost 2,000 cheaper, I believe. So, it kind of worked out, but also at the same time, just didn't quite hit that ceiling where you're playing against the ownership and the ownership hits, you're you're fighting an uphill battle. So, I mean, pitching looks a lot worse today, I will say.
Well, on that note, this is gonna be fun. We got Sale, Snell, Peralta, Ryan, Schmitz, Flaherty, Kyle Gibson, McKenzie, Yamamoto. There's just so many random, I guess, okay options, but what's standing out right now?
Yeah, the two best options that were rejecting a ballpark pal were Snell, Sale, and Ryan. Uh, That's probably where I lean for the top three as well. But I don't know if I love Sale against the Rangers as much. They're just so likely to not go cold. I feel like that whole line is dinging you, even all the way down to like Tavares. Like you can get on base and then Simeon can knock him in. It's just not a good offense you want to face. I think I'd rather play Ryan against Detroit, even though they showed they could put up some runs yesterday. Just a little bit easier matchup. He's got a decent leash. So hopefully he can go six. Snell's looked meh, but his price is pretty enticing at 91. It's usually at least a 10K guy most of the time, so I like him. Flaherty at 88, so okay, I guess. I think I'd rather play the other guys, find the cash for them, but he's just kind of priced in no man's land. Same with McKenzie. Decent matchup. He's playing the A's, I think. Uh, he's priced appropriately, has a high ceiling when he's on, but he just hasn't shown it this year. Schmidt, Tampa's been decent. That the lineups they keep throwing out there are just atrocious, and I don't know how they keep scoring runs. Like just so bad. Um, Montgomery, I can't play in his first game back. Peralta at 11-2 just seems like a little too steep of a price tag for me. I mean, that's probably it. So I'd probably go Ryan, Snell, Sale, McKenzie, top four.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat for top four. I can understand Peralta, but it's just that price tag is crazy. So if you really want to play him against St. Louis, which it makes total sense, you're gonna have to find a bat or two that's like 2,500 and below and just pray that they do something. And then just so then that way you can pay up for other bets. There really isn't much else that stands out to me. I kind of agree with you on Sale. Like, sure, but it's Texas and they can put up some runs. I would say it's kind of a close tie for me between Joe Ryan and McKenzie. The only reason why I lean Joe Ryan more is just the matchup. It's just minus 10% ownership or leverage, 17% ownership. I can I understand why, but it's also I'm gonna bring
It's a
this
little safer because McKenzie doesn't look good.
right. I was just gonna say that, but I was also gonna bring up like when we play Lance Lynn against Oakland, it's kind of the same thing here. You have a should be a solid pitcher against Oakland, and then you can pay up for bats, but Blake Snell's price tag is insane to me.
The price tag is insane on the days. Dean Kramer at 9K. Like
I still don't
if
get
you're playing if you're
it.
playing Dean Kramer at 9K, just withdraw your money. Just
Yeah,
don't do it. He's 6,600 on DraftKings. That's more appropriate. Like he should be like 75, maybe 8, but definitely not 9.
I remember like late last night looking at pitching and I had to make sure I was awake still and that I just wasn't dreaming. Just seeing him at like 9Ks. He had like his first start was okay. His second start he dropped like 45. His last start he dropped like 7. So 9K is just atrocious. Let's move on to stacks. So here's everyone right now. Seattle, Atlanta, Baltimore, Colorado, Yankees, Dodgers, Toronto. Here's everyone here. Give me your thoughts because I do see maybe a couple in within this area that I sort of like to an extent, but what do you think?
Well, going back to our Kramer thoughts, I think KC looks okay in that middle of the pack tier. They're usually pretty cheap except for width. And then you get a bunch of 3K guys like Melendez and uh, Perez. But up at the top, I mean, it's hard not to like Seattle. I haven't looked at their prices. I'm sure they're just egregious because they're playing in cores, but if FanDuel forgot to price them up, maybe they look okay. Um, Braves are always going to be like top four. It's just the Braves, especially against Heaney, who walks just about every soul on the planet. Um, Colorado on the other side is okay, I guess. I have to look at their prices too. If they're not priced like if they're on the mid threes, they're pretty enticing. Dodgers are okay. What else did I write down? I wrote down San Fran. It's decent. They have some okay home run odds on Ballpark Pal. So those are probably the ones I'm leaning at right now. But I mean, offense looks pretty meh, which makes me want to pay up for pitcher.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Seattle clear-cut favorites, obviously, at cores. I like both sides of Baltimore, Kansas City. The only thing that sort of scares me is Marsh's first start. He pitched against Baltimore and like lit them up. So I don't want to say I'm scared of that, but it's also like, this season, Alec Marsh had a solid pitching performance against Baltimore. I don't remember this Hancock kid much, so Colorado looks okay. I mean, they just kind of look okay because, they're playing at cores. Dodgers against Mania, sure. I mean, they just haven't looked good recently, but then again, it's the Dodgers, and everyone in that lineup is prone to go yard at some point. Um, I might be nuts in saying Texas, but we were kind of talking about it a little earlier. even against like even against like the best teams, Texas can find a way to put some runs on the board, collect some hits even against the best pitcher. So I understand it's Chris Sale, but and the thing that I find a little interesting too is they have a solid leverage percentage. So not a lot of people are going to go to him because, majority of people are going to throw in Chris Sale at pitcher. Hmm. Cleveland looks okay. I mean, we still, I guess you can say we still fall into that trap of stacking against Oakland, but I mean, it's Oakland. They can't keep this up any longer of them being actually like a okay baseball team. If I'm being honest, from Texas up for me is in play, but if I had to choose like, the top four or five, I'd probably do maybe like these four and then like Toronto, maybe Cleveland. That's where I would go. You can mix in like Kansas City and above, but th this slate seems like offense is okay, but you can also just mix in and get a little bit more different than usual. That's the way I'm seeing it. All right, you ready to check prices?
Yeah, let's see. I'm really interested to see where can you filter for like the Seattle game? It's not like terribly priced,
I was just gonna say, like I expected Julio to be like 4 or 5.
right?
This actually isn't too
I
bad.
think I think they just forgot. I mean, they definitely raised like Polanco's price. He's usually like 28. Same with Crawford. But I feel like for the ceiling that they could have, the prices just aren't quite high enough to get off of them.
Well,
But
you know what's gonna
guess
happen
we'll
though.
see.
They're gonna do somewhat solid today, and then they're all gonna get like 1,000 raise tag.
Yeah. Also, have we gone on about Acuna yet? He he literally just trolls us every slate. It's so funny.
You know what? Hold on 1 second. We had Acuna. I want to say it was this late,
Yep.
right?
Yep. And the one he had six, and the one before that where he had nothing, and the one
Nine
before that
point
where he had
two
nothing.
zero three 6 point. That's literally all us.
Yep.
And
It's
seriously, that's literally what it is. We
most of the
didn't
time it's
play
just a
him.
one off because we'll have a 4-3-1 with like a crap pitcher that's like 8K, so we can afford good one off, and he'll give us sixes and zeros. And then he'll get 30 on just stolen bases by himself when we don't play him.
This was a slate where he had 39. He didn't even hit a home run. I think he like stole two bases. He got a walk, got like two singles, like three stolen bases, one walk, 3 runs, 2 hits.
It's
If we
just it
just
hurts.
if we
It
just get
hurts.
one day with him like that, I would like never complain again. I just don't understand. Does he just know?
He
He just
knows.
feels something? Ty France 31 looks solid. Toglia has been batting okay recently, so I
Talk
don't
about
mind
doing
him.
okay. Vinny P, he's been on one.
Yeah, forget that guy. Oh, her.
Adley's kind of cheap.
Who?
Yeah,
Oh,
Adley, yeah. Adley and O'Hearn have both been batting decent.
Garver at 29. He's got a lot of power. It's so sad to see Goldie at 29, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, washed.
And there's really nothing else here. Rizzo at 27. I remember when he was at like 4K every slate. There's really nothing else here. I guess if you need a cheap bet, if you're playing Peralta, you can go Darno, who is facing a lefty. A lot of power. See what second base has for us.
Pretty much the
Obviously,
usual.
Blanco. Yeah.
No pricing that looks crazy yet.
Zach Gelof, who just kind of came out of nowhere.
I think he was a pretty good prospect, but he was decent last year. Oh God, it's like 1 for 30 already. Poor guy. He'll turn it around.
You would have thought the president was coming to your local town when you saw that he got called up. It was unbelievable. Brendan Donovan just plays every position, third, second, first, outfield.
Yeah, St. Louis just doesn't look good here to
It's
me.
just also this trash bag can't hit a ball to save his life.
Toronto's interesting just because every guy is just like 3K flat. Justin Turner, Vladdy, Springer, like when they're on, the ceiling is immense for their prices, but they're just been so bad. I don't know if I can go
If
there just yet.
you need a cheap guy, if you're paying up for pitcher, Rojas, if he starts against the Mets, yeah, there's really nothing here. This is also another guy. He's like
Yep.
an Acuna Jr. Played him here, I believe. I think we played him here. We played him here, and then he does this the next day. That one I
Yep.
remember for sure. Yeah,
Yep. Yep.
whatever.
Yep. It's not like the matchups are like that different to where like oh, he was projected to go for like 50 the next day. He was projected to do about the same, similar pitching
Right.
matchups. He gets us 6, then he goes for 70. So
If I'm not mistaken, too, I think San Diego has a bullpen game. So that's why I kind of find Toronto a little interesting, but I don't know. He did good when we played Glasnow and Glasnow got lit up. I think he was like less than 10% ownership and hit a home run.
yeah, there'll be a minute before he hits another probably.
I hate Ozuna so much, man. He's so damn good at baseball, but fuck. Why is Colton Cowser 3,400?
Dude, look at his game log. It's insane. I think he leads all rookies in home
Holy
runs.
shit.
Yeah.
26, 22, 50, 27, 12, 27. Batting 400? He's gonna be our one-off if we need a one-off.
Baltimore's always fun to play because you can play the whole lineup.
Cedric Mullins still on a run? Yeah, I mean, look at
Yep,
this.
exactly.
He
They just
actually
have so many guys.
he cashed a bet for me. Walk-off home run, bet money line. Solaire at 3K is interesting. I guess if you're doing Atlanta stack, Duval doesn't look terrible. Then again, he's been kind of terrible this season, but I mean, at 29,
Where's Michael Harris's price at? I feel like he's always owned too.
31.
Yeah, he'll probably
That's not
gain
that
a little
bad.
bit of ownership at that price. He's not expensive enough for what he's doing.
Yeah, there really isn't much else over here. I'm trying to like see if I can find something. What happened to Jock, man?
He's cooked.
Byron Buxton at 25.
Dude, that's why we played him the other day because he's talent. He's like a $3,500 guy, but he has not been it this year at all.
That's insane. But that should, oh, whoa.
Home runs, don't forget.
Yeah, I literally almost did. I'm gonna go with Corey Seager, Gunnar Henderson, Cal Raleigh.
Two shortstops and the GOAT catcher. Okay. I'm gonna go Ozzy. I'm gonna go Will Smith. One Dodger's definitely gotta go out against Mania. And Soler against Montgomery.
I feel like it's been a little bit since we've gone one, so hopefully today's a day where we get one or two. Um,
That'd be good.
but that should just about do it though, unless you have something that we forgot to talk about.
No, I think this should about cover it. If you want to tell our lineup, just make sure to check out our fan bases page. We post our lineup there about 10 to 15 minutes before lock. And make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already.